If you're tired of forgetting what you learn and want to learn how to retain information, then this video is for you. The reason that we forget information that we newly acquire is because knowledge needs an anchor. Whatever you consume, it needs to be anchored neatly into your existing steel framework of your knowledge base. And if it is not anchored anywhere, if it is just isolated information with no connection established to what you already know, then that information is sure to be forgotten very soon. And then you'll have to revisit the materials. And this is exactly where Treelify comes in. It helps you consolidate your entire knowledge base and then fit neatly whatever new things that you learn. And I'll show you how it works. This, for example, is my product management knowledge base. Now, I'm interested in product management, so this knowledge base is extremely relevant to me. It has all the product cases that I read. For example, it has the L'Oreal case, it has tech products. I've read about Spotify, so it has the Spotify case in its entirety. And it has Notion, Instagram, whatever I read. And then it has the product management frameworks that I've learned here in my 5th term, and then it has the PM interview guide. So all the strategic analysis tools, user-centric approaches, etc., etc. And also the learnings that I get from articles and YouTube videos, I can add them as well, and I'll show you how I can add them. So this is my product management knowledge base. Now let's say I'm reading about, let's open Kyle Boyar. He typically has some very nice articles. Okay, sure. So traffic is not a reliable growth metric. Okay. So let's say I'm reading this article, and without Treelify, what happens is I read it, and then eventually I'll just forget it, or I'll just overestimate my ability to remember it while I actually don't. But with Treelify, I can just copy it all, and let's say this goes in traffic is not so this goes in growth, right? So I'll add a new child. We'll call it Kyle Poyar traffic not equals growth, and then I can just add this here, whatever I pasted. Create and merge, and then just wait for 30 seconds ish. And then this knowledge is neatly added in a very structured manner in my already structured consolidated knowledge base, right? And eventually, as I study more about product management, as I learn more from people, from my own experiences, it all goes into this knowledge base, and everything that I've ever studied is in here. So I can access it very easily. I can navigate through the whole knowledge base very easily. It's much more convenient than reading through a big ass document, and that's what makes it so valuable. Now, for example, I'll give an example where I'm studying something from scratch. So, for example, let's say let me just say this. So, let's say I'm studying about market strategic frameworks that we study in MBA. So let's say the market entry framework. Okay. the market entry framework. Alright. So read this article. What is market entry framework? Assess the target market, assess the client's capabilities, etc, etc, etc. So what I can do is just I can copy this, and some of this information might be copied. It does not matter. Typically Treelify is intelligent enough to remove all of that. So we'll just paste it into Treelify, and then we have our market entry framework tree. Just wait for 10 to 20 seconds. Okay, so we have the 4-step framework: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, etc. So we have our whole market entry framework tree right now, but this is not where it stops, right? So let me just say this, we'll call it market entry framework. Okay, now let's study the blue ocean framework. What is the blue ocean about? Where can we read it? Blue ocean strategy. Okay, not a lot here. Strategy canvas. There's not a lot of organized information here. Let's see. Yeah, blue ocean strategy. Okay, so let's say we are studying this blue ocean strategy. Now what we can do is just we can just copy this, and we can just go and we can paste this, and this we'll call this the blue ocean framework. And then what we'll do is we'll just so we have the market entry framework and we have the blue ocean framework. So the next step is to consolidate that information into one tree, and I'll show you how to do it exactly. Okay, so blue ocean versus red ocean, origins, when to use, Netflix example. Alright, so this is all there. We can just save this. And now what we can do is, since now we have two strategy frameworks, we'll probably want to consolidate that. So we can just go to blank tree, we can create a blank tree, we'll call it strategy frameworks. Call it strategy frameworks, and then we'll have a market entry strategy, wherein we can simply merge. Let me just save this, save, refresh. We can have a market entry strategy where we can just merge our market entry framework. Sorted. So now we have the market entry framework here, and then we have our blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean strategy, where we can merge our blue ocean strategy overview. So this is the blue ocean strategy, and let's say we are studying something else that we want to fit in here. So for example, what are some other strategy frameworks? We have the M&A framework. mergers and acquisitions framework. Okay, cool. So this is the M&A framework. So we can just just requires an account. Okay, so we can just go here and we can add a child node. We can call it mergers. Sorry, one of my keys is misbehaving. So let me just fix it real quick. Mergers and acquisitions. Okay, and then we can just create a merge here. We just paste the article here, and then it'll create a tree on its own. Cool. So this then is your strategy framework, and as you read more and more strategy frameworks, you can add all of them here. And moreover, if you want to consolidate this with your entire MBA knowledge base, that also can be done. For example, you can just go to create blank tree, maybe you call it MBA tree, right? MBA tree. Save, and then you can just strategy, and inside this you can have strategy framework, frameworks, and save this. And refresh, and it's ready. And here you can merge your strategy frameworks, and you can also add your, maybe you have a finance tree, or you just call it finance, and you have marketing, and you have operations. So you can add all of this stuff and then make their own tree right here, and that is the power of Treelify. Now to get started, I don't have a need for this tree, so I can just discard it. Now to get started, there also are multiple templates. So for example, there's a system design for technical PMs, there's system designs knowledge base, there's the entire business knowledge base. So you have strategy, finance, mechanics of valuation, for example. Okay. So this basically represents everything that I know about business. And you can create your own templates as well. You can list them here using this, so it's available for everyone to see. And yeah, that concludes this demo. Hope you found it helpful.